So what's up guys, in this video I'm just going to go over a little bit of my training, as well as it's going to be a little bit of a vlog type video, so at the end I'm gonna have a little vlog section. I had a little vlog intro section for this video, but it kind of got deleted in the process, so it is what it is. Anyways, I thought I would make this into a voiceover rather than like a montage of the actual footage that I recorded, and talk a little bit about my training and my future plans with my training. Maybe just explain the workout a little bit. Overall, I'm nearing the end of my bulk here. I was kind of planning to go till May to bulk, but I kind of decided I'm probably gonna cut here next month, so in a couple of weeks from this video where I'm recording right now. And yeah, I just felt like I've made good gains and I feel like it's time to start cutting. My plan is to get down at least preferably 10% body fat if I can. I don't know how hard it will be. It'll probably be fairly hard. I'm already pretty lean decently, but like I could lose a lot of fat, so we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping for the best with that, and so far on the bulk has been going pretty well, I would say. I've really been focusing on my arm training, which has definitely made some progress, especially on the arm side. You can't obviously as a natural make a huge amount of progress in a few months, but you can still make a decent amount of progress at my stage of training. I'm only like just over 2 years of training, so really, I can still make a lot of progress. Now I'm pretty much planning here to start the cut with like a 500 calorie deficit, and I'm gonna go from there and see how that goes. And we're gonna probably get down to like, I'm at 89 kilos probably at the end of this bulk here, and then I'm gonna drop down to probably like 78 kilos at least and see where I'm at from there. Now I do think I could still add more size, honestly. Like if life was ideal, I would probably bulk till next summer, honestly, because I could just add way more size to my arms, I think, and overall to my frame. I think it would benefit me, but honestly I want to see some of the results. And yes, I'll be a little bit skinnier, especially on the arm side, since my arms are not the biggest, but I do feel like I look pretty decently big, especially when I was posing. I looked fairly big, so I was pretty happy with that. Now also for once had somebody filming me, which helped a little bit, but sadly this is not like a montage type thing, so maybe I'll use this footage in the future for another thing. But anyhow, besides the point, I'm pretty happy with overall the training and how that's been going. I think the arm volume itself that I'm doing is okay. Arguably I could do less, but I also feel completely recovered pretty much in every session, probably due to the fact that I'm eating okay. But I definitely feel like in certain shots I definitely look small as hell, and I can still add a lot more size to my arms specifically. And I don't know if I always do too much arm volume inherently, but I personally haven't noticed any like gain loss, you could say. So I wouldn't say I look any smaller or particularly hugely bigger, but I look like decent. But I'm definitely gonna look a lot skinnier once I cut down. And obviously I have fairly long arms and not the best insertion, so my arms is really a huge weak point for me, genetically as well, compared to the rest of my physique. But obviously I have a lot of years ahead of me still to get that really good looking physique, so I'm still gonna work on that. Though I think a lot of it's easy to make your arms look bigger in certain angles, in good lighting and with everything, and with a pump. I feel like it's kind of, you get this body dysmorphia effect where you're not really sure if you're actually big or not, because if you have bad lighting and everything, your arms look way smaller. It's just kind of funny. It's very hard to compare sometimes, but that's, I guess, what you have measurements for and things like that. Anyways, I did some posing at the end of this workout, which I think I looked pretty good in. Obviously ideal lighting and everything, but I think I looked pretty good, and I feel like I've definitely added a little bit of size to my arms, which is like acceptable considering I've only really been doing like actually better arm training for some months, so it makes sense honestly that I'm not the biggest right now. As far as everything else goes, I got a lot of work to do on a lot of things with my physique. I definitely want to bring up my shoulders as well as just overall back size. I feel like the back width has definitely increased, and I feel like I can do a lat spread way better and it looks way better. Before I used to do a lat spread and it would look pretty terrible, and I think once I honestly get like shredded, quote unquote, so like around 10% body fat, I think my back will pop out a lot better and a lot of my other muscles that aren't popping right now because I'm pretty fluffy. And I feel pretty fluffy overall, like I have some decent size but I feel fluffy. I'm not really particularly like highly bulked up and I'm not highly cut down either, so I kind of feel in this fluffy state where I'm not like, I'm semi-lean and semi-bulked, kind of. It's not really aesthetic at all. Anyways, here's some of the posing. I feel like I look pretty good. Like overall I feel like there's some size. And basically the lighting helps a lot to bring out, but I think like what I can see that once I like actually would cut down, I think I would look pretty good. Like the definition would come out a lot more, and I do think there's some size. I just have trouble adding size to my arms since, you know, I have not the best insertions as well as long arms, but I don't really let that be an excuse for me. Here I was doing some back posing. I think I looked pretty good, and I think the lat spread was pretty good as well. Pretty happy with my physique on that front. It's definitely developed in the back. Really happy with the lat spreads. But yeah, we're definitely getting there, and I think the physique is coming along finally. I made some PRs on the deadlift as well. I got a 190 kg for 3 after recording this in the next day. And yeah, maybe I'll throw that in the end of this little footage part here. So it's finished up with some abs. And yeah, I guess I forgot to kind of explain the training itself, but I wanted to mainly just talk about my goals and physique right now. But anyways, let's get to the next part. So what's up guys, we're back home after the gym and eating and stuff like that. Some school stuff. It's pretty late, it's like 8 p.m. right now. So this video, I just wanted to talk a little bit at the end here about like purpose and things like that, and how I've been kind of figuring out this mind state for myself at least. I wouldn't say this is anything new. I've kind of known this, and I think a lot of people know this, but I think it's worth mentioning anyway. I think once you find truly something you're passionate about and purpose, you're going to forget about a lot of things in life that are kind of useless to think about. Your mind kind of eases itself and you find peace when you find purpose in life. On the other hand, when you don't have purpose in life, you chase external things and external validation and things like that. When you aren't happy with where you're going, you don't have any idea where you're going. A lot of people are like that. They chase external things because they're not actually happy inside, and they probably are really not happy, even with the external validation they're getting, because they're not at the level that where they, to be honest, want to be, but they're not willing to put in the effort to reach that level where they want to be, or they don't know what to do to reach that level where they want to be. I think a lot of people inside them, they have that like desire to be great, but they lack the willpower or effort required to make it happen. I think that's where a lot of people fail in doing what they want to do, because most people are not willing to sacrifice for what they want, so they end up effectively kind of drifting around and not really doing much, and so they kind of just go for like, I don't know, they try to fill the void with something else that's external, that is outside of them, when in reality they should find what they need. They would find what they need inside of them, you could say. And that leads to people just making bad decisions and things like that. This is something I was thinking about just during the day when I was going about. I was kind of thinking about this a little bit, that I think people are very much drifting around and just not really, I would say, not everybody's a drifter by choice. Some people are kind of drifters by circumstance. You know, not the world is not fair. Some people have better genetics, some people have better small advantages, maybe because of their family or whatever. So that's kind of how life goes. You have to work with what you got. You know, there are people who are way worse off than me, and I know that, and there are people way better off than me. I'm kind of in the middle, I guess you could say. But I think the important thing is just work with what you got and do your best every day. And that's something I've tried to keep in mind. Just go day by day, week by week. Just think about the small future, or the small things in the future that you have to really, you wouldn't say worry about, but kind of like think about it a little bit. Like, what do you have to do to achieve what you want? How much growth or whatever do you need for your whatever you're doing? I'm pretty bad, honestly, myself at like going after my goals, as in like just checking my goals constantly. I don't really do that. I kind of just focus on what I need to do during the day to achieve those goals eventually. And I don't place such attachment on goals where it's like, oh, if I don't hit this goal, I'm gonna be very disappointed or in myself or something. If I really tried hard to achieve it, I don't really mind if I don't. It's, you know, life goes how it goes. So some of life is just luck. You can't really affect that, and I think a lot of people get mad at that. Some of life, honestly, it's just you push yourself forward, and eventually you might have a opportunity meets luck, and that's it. You just get you put yourself out there, and eventually you might get lucky in some area of life, and that's pretty much how it works a lot of time. Obviously talent and things like that do matter a lot, because those are going to help push you into more opportunities to get that luck. But I think also just saying that, oh, he's just lucky, is kind of dumb, because to actually get luck you have to do something. Though I will say, yes, it is true, you can get very lucky very fast if you just happen to be that one person that gets that, but it's very rare, and usually you have to put in years of effort before you see that like moment where everything just comes together. I'm actually going to record a video about this probably next, so compound effects and things like that. So I'm also planning to make like a video about optimal training next as well, or optimal sets and reps for muscle groups and things like that. I kind of wanted to make this as like a little vlog, just talking about my thoughts in my head, what I'm doing right now. I didn't really record my food much in this vlog. I'm definitely planning to do like a full day of eating at some point, maybe next week, I don't know. But either way, it's been pretty busy as of late, and I've been trying my best to keep up with the content and try to make the content as interesting as possible, edit it and everything like that, keep it focused, keep focused on making higher quality content and trying my best to make something interesting, so it's not so similar always, or like kind of like, I don't really like making just really bland content. I like editing my videos a little bit and giving some actually useful information. But sometimes if I can't get shit done, I try to get something out for the week. So sometimes the quality might be a little bit lower, I guess. But I try my best to get some higher quality videos out, since I'm only doing 2 a week. Not that it's a bad rate of videos a week, but you know, it's balancing everything can be tough sometimes. But either way, we got a lot of things to do for this channel, and there's just a lot of different things to deal with. And something I also kind of recognize as of late is the importance of really finding mental health and peace, good mental health and peace within yourself if you wanna really focus on things. And honestly, I feel like as of late, I feel like everything I've done over like the past 5 years has compounded into where I'm at now. And not that I don't consider myself successful by any means yet. I have some success here and there, but I got a long way to go still, and this journey in a sense is just beginning. I don't know what's obviously going to happen in the future. Like I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You never know. You might get lucky, you might not get lucky. Something bad might happen. Who knows? Something good might happen. That's life, and I guess that's what I've just been trying to do, is just make good decisions as of late, so I can get good decisions to compound as the best I can. And you know, some days are really a struggle. You know, you gotta just get up and do your shit, man. And that's kind of how you have to go, at least as a man, is just get up and do it. And you know, at the end of the day, nobody really cares about you or your problems, so you're gonna have to just get up and go at it, get it done, and move on. And that's how it is. But yeah, I think before this video gets too long, I'll stop here, and I hope you got something out of this little talk of this video. It's not the most, I guess, edited video ever. It's just like intro and outro and workout pretty much. I tried to I would like to do some cinematic shots also, like outside, but I feel like the weather is never really like ideal sometimes, and it's a huge hustle to actually go out of my way just to get a few shots for a video outside. It's definitely a huge effort just to get a few shots out of my day, especially if I got other stuff to do. And it's not like if I can just do it while I'm coming back home or going to the gym or whatever, it's pretty easy to get a couple of decent shots or something. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. Maybe who knows, maybe I'll grab some footage for this video tomorrow and then finish it up with that, edit some random footage from outside to make it a little bit more interesting. We'll see. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.